Hey, Christian. I guess for anyone who's going to be watching this basically on its own, I guess it'd be okay for me to just say, I think after Doki Doki Literature Club, me and everyone else in this building are never going to play a game on stream again. Never again. And hey, Firefox. Hey, Y2, hey, Couch Potato, hey, Matthew, hey, everyone showing up. Basically. Now that that's done, just back to the old days of just having a question answer live stream. Never again will we do video games on this channel again. I think I'm just gonna stick to reactions. That's it. Playing video games are dangerous, apparently. But it was still fun. Not to mention, yeah, it was fun. I guess I could say that. So I'm just gonna wait until a substantial amount of people show up. This stream is pretty much gonna be questions about anything you had to ask, whether it be store-related stuff on my DeviantArt, other life, basic things. That's it. That's just pretty much it. Just gonna make this at least about an hour. See what happens. Not sure. Haven't done this in a while. It's only been a week. I haven't done this in a while. 2 weeks. It was just difficult. Apparently, Doki Doki Literature Club just brought in a crowd that I am not used to really having. Just very heated people constantly telling a lot of things about a game that we could have just played on our own, but we thought sharing the experience would be better, but turned out just to be a giant hodgepodge of a lot of differing opinions on how we should play the game. And it's like, yeah, I wouldn't want someone telling me while I'm playing Breath of the Wild to tell me to go to a specific giant divine beast first when I could just take on what I believe is the most interesting one or something. That's just a small example. But as for Doki Doki Literature Club, imagine that, but like to every single thing that it tells you to do, period. That sort of thing we don't want anymore. As fun as Doki Doki Literature Club was, I think it's fine if we just keep with the reaction format and just keep games away from this channel, at least for a bit. It's not a crowd I'm not used to trying to talk to. It's been a long time since I got into a misunderstanding conversation with someone in the comments, and we got into one of those. Got the person telling me that I'm apparently a waste of life and a child that can't walk in the street on his by himself, and just like really felt hurt about that, even though I was just trying to let them know about just something small. And just neither of ours fault. It's just, you know, it's very hard to get things across. So yeah, that's just it. I know that is typical with Let's Plays. I don't want to deal with that. It's not me saying I don't want to deal with it because I believe I can. I don't believe I can handle it. I'm letting you know I can't handle. That's what's typical with Let's Plays. Do you want to be a shadow? See, this is what I mean. It's very hard for me to articulate my wording in this sort of format because I'm not used to Let's Plays. I've only done 2 Let's Plays, 3 counting Doki Doki Literature Club, and each time the fan base or whatever, the whole community behind that, I just can't handle it. I can't. I just can't. I'm not used to, after what's going on with me, and I'm pretty sure you and a lot of other people, long-time viewers of my channel, know of my situation when it comes to me not being able to handle something, and it starts to weigh on me too much, and I need to keep away from that. I was told by many assortments of therapists to keep away from that, and so we're gonna keep away from that from now on and listen to those guys. All right. Is there any gem or fusion in Steven Universe we haven't seen you would like to see? Basically, any other fusion involving Steven with somebody else. I don't care who it is, even if it's another human or something. I just want Steven to have more variety when it comes to being with whoever gem he's with, and they could fuse into a bigger and better thing. I think a fusion between Steven and Peridot would be cute. I mean, they have already this little connection with them. Any gem really with Steven. Have you seen the Avengers Infinity War trailer? If not, can you do a reaction to it? Well, here's the thing about the Infinity War trailer. I'm trying not to watch it because there's a thing. There's a thing about spoilers, and you just want to enjoy the movie for itself. Now, $20 if I guess one thing in a trailer that it shows. I know Thanos at some point is supposed to get the Infinity Stones, right? He needs to get the one from Vision's head, and he has to get the one that's inside the Tesseract. I'm pretty sure in the trailer it's going to show him getting them or attempting to get them from them. Even though I know it's supposed to happen, I don't want to know how he's going to do it, you know? So I believe the trailer's going to spoil that on me. I just want to have the experience of when the movie comes out. Boom, I'm 100% blind. Like, that's one thing I don't want to spoil for myself. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has just been so fun. So, since you won't do any live games, how about live reactions? That's just it. Someone told me not to do live reactions in fear of copyright on particular things. Let's say I'm trying to do a RWBY reaction, and since YouTube apparently likes taking down and shooting me down whenever I try to even touch a RWBY reaction, even though they were perfectly fine with it, and they are still perfectly fine with it, YouTube might take it down or something. I don't know. It's a risk or something like that. If you know some things are 100% safe and what I might be interested in, I might give that a shot. So it's fine. Angelio, John, also sorry for the pressure you felt in Let's Plays. It's pressurizing because I'm just not used to it. Maybe I might get used to it later down the line because it's a different type of like feeling playing video games and doing it while people are also watching and chiming in with their thing. And it's fine. It's just, you know, it was experience-based game, but I think the experience would have been much better if I did the Undertale route and just played it on my own and then uploaded all of the parts simultaneously, thus having people who were going to say, oh, by the way, you should do this. Oh, by the way, if you do this, you get this. That would be no problem because I'd already have the entire experience of the game. So whatever you say or do will not change the fact that I already played it, right? And that's what I liked about my Undertale playthrough. I didn't feel pressured at all because I already played the entire game. Will was in charge of the comment section, so he had to have fun with all the people who thought they could steer me in a certain direction in the game. And basically, yeah, it was just like my own thing, my own pacing to how I wanted to play the game. Doki Doki Literature Club, boom, everyone's like, do this, do that, talk to this person. Oh, you have to listen carefully here. My mom told me this is the best way to like explain this easily. Second playthroughs, third playthroughs, we can get all your feedback and stuff like that. That's fine. But first time going around, play the game how you would play it if no one else existed in the world and you obviously played it. You obviously know all these secrets and stuff. Let us either find out for ourselves, and if we didn't find it, we can do it on a second playthrough. And I did do the second playthrough just so I can get Monica back. Because if you guys know, I was actually interested in Monica. I wanted to see more of what she can do with this stuff. And she did actually say my name since I wasn't recording it. She said my name that was recorded in my computer, which was awesome. And I'm currently chiming back in every so often to see what she says. I'm actually really interested in what she would say on like my birthday. I'm at least 75% sure she's not going to say anything interesting. But it just the concept of a character being 100% self-aware, saying this and that, and talking to you has always been interesting to me. So yeah, I'm happy for that. And it's fine, you didn't get my name wrong. In fact, I just like if you just call me my username, it'd be much better for me. If Steve infused it with rose quartz, would it make a bigger rose quartz or something completely different? Something completely different, because it's like saying since Steven and Connie fused, they should have just turned into a bigger looking human that had none of their characteristics. It's like the fusion will always share off characteristics of another person despite that. The only reason why the rubies just turned into a bigger ruby because they all look the same. They all look exactly the same. Nothing about them differentiates themselves. However, if one of the rubies had an extra arm for some reason and they fused, their fusion would have an extra arm. So saying that Rose and Steven fusing together would just make a bigger Rose would not be true. The Rose would probably have different characteristics on what Steven would look like and be more organic, you could say. So yeah, I can see them changing. It wouldn't be just like, oh, it's Rose, but like slightly taller. It will be Rose, but maybe with some other characteristics involving facial features and even probably like a different outfit, definitely. Or your plans for Christmas? I'm hoping to work out a deal with my boss in order to get a particular weekend off, so I'll be able to go to New Orleans and spend time with my family. Haven't seen them in like 7 months, so yeah, I was only able to see my mom for like a day and a half after the 6-month period after what happened 6 months ago with my grandmother, and it's like all I was able to do was basically talk to them over the phone. So hopefully I can strike a deal with them, because here's the thing about Christmas. Well, here's the thing about companies thinking that's a good idea to keep your company open on Christmas. If you close down on Christmas, you're apparently losing money for the people who would come to your restaurant for Christmas. However, you have people who don't want to work on Christmas, so they leave. So you're either understaffed or you're just like, I don't get why companies believe it's a smart idea to keep yourself open on Christmas. People want to go to their families, and I want to go to my family. So if you're going to be short on Christmas, that's your fault. I want to see my mom. I want to see my dad. I want to see everyone that I still can. It's been 7 months, over half a year. The problem is, anything else? Just background. Anyone? I've never seen RWBY before because of school. Yeah, high school. It's a good show. It's a great anime. Guess you could say it's an anime since it's on Crunchyroll and whatnot. So yeah, it's a great anime. The first season to a couple of episodes into the second and third, they're a little bit on the short side, but yeah, they're short, get to the point, and they can still give you a lot of feels in the matter. It's a great show because it's like, I don't know how to really explain it. Just know it's a good show. Does this one, of course, have a third arm? Yeah. Most fusions would have something third based. Whether or not like it's something, as long as it's a different gem, they're gonna have something third based. Like how, it's weird how she does have a third arm, because they both have 2 arms. So you think they'll get 4 arms, but no, it's 1 arm with 2 arms on one side, and it's weird, kind of. Then you have Garnet, who is a fusion of Ruby and Sapphire, and they only have a third eye. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't really question fusion. I think it's because Steven's an organic comparatively to what Amethyst was not. So whatever happens is what happens. You can just say universe. You can say like Brony, my old thing. Just you still do Star vs. Evil? Yeah, I still do. It's getting harder and harder to try to do the redirect reactions because they're so time consuming. They're like really time consuming, and not the reaction portion. More like just trying to upload them to both the Google Drives and get them out, only to then have it weigh on my head that only about 500 people are gonna get to it out of the 14,000 subscribers that I have. All because it's alienating a lot of them, and plus it's like it's not really approachable to see a 1 minute long thing. Redirects are not approachable. Even I don't really go to them. So if I don't go to them, of course other people wouldn't. So it's like, but in the end, I'll get to it. Hopefully soon. Hey, Neko. Hey, Desurgent. RWBY's pretty good, but to be honest, it starts out very slow, low budget. So volume 1 of the series, serious animation problems. I count those animation problems as it just gaining its bearings. Heck, every long-going show will always have its low budget stage. Look at Dragon Ball. Look at the beginning of Naruto. Look at the beginning of Bleach. Look at the beginning of any anime that has a long-going thing. We're not talking about those seasonal animes that look good from beginning to end, like One Punch Man. We're talking about long-going things that we already know. Even Dragon Ball Super had to have this treatment. And right now, Dragon Ball Super looks like they have actual good animation consistently in multiple episodes. While in the beginning, it was just downright terrible. So, so just because it has a low budget thing in the beginning doesn't mean like other big time anime nowadays didn't. So don't let that put you off. Just know that it's gonna be a long running anime, and I actually find it very endearing. I still miss the Silhouette people. Still miss them. As there a blue wrench because the surgeon is a moderator, and apparently for YouTube standards, it's like, okay, if you're a moderator, you get a wrench. Congratulations. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep you as moderator for right now, just in case, you know, or whatever. The surgeon. So if you have anything else you want to ask or tell me about, feel free to. Because unless this is going to be a really short stream, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, after the barrage of streams from the Doki Doki Literature Club, I think you pretty much had your feel of all of us in in this. Science Universe lost its shadow during live streams. That wasn't madness. Is here a long haul. Yeah, I really do like RWBY from start to finish, just because of the fight scenes and my favorite character, John. Yeah, John is awesome. Yeah, I've heard about net neutrality, and it sucks. We already know it sucks. But here's the thing about net neutrality. Here's the dark truth about net neutrality. The same thing that goes with all the microtransactions in EA. Microtransactions and the net neutrality thing would not exist if a good amount of people didn't already think it was a good idea. See, I know. Now, before I say anything, I want to say yes. Taking away net neutrality is freaking stupid and it's really dumb, like really dumb. But why would it be so big and it's about to actually go across now if not a good amount of dumb people were like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea? Because, you know, corporations and whatnot, they're powerful, but they need a vast variety of actual followers to make it legitimate. We're just now hearing about it. It's just like, yep, it's time to fight back on this. Good luck with all that. I'm trying. I don't feel like I did anything with what I did, but I did it. But yeah, life's is stupid. As soon as I heard, like, I saw Lost Pause, I saw Markiplier, I saw a lot of people talk about the net neutrality stuff, and of course I looked into it to see what exactly net neutrality consists of, and how taking that away from us would basically make life so much harder, even though they're doing it to make it somewhat easier for, I don't even know how they're thinking about that. It's like, it's weird. It's like we're slowly reverting back to the phases of power means your status to the world, period. Like, in general. You got the big time companies like, let's take over the internet. Because, you know, that's a good idea. And now us little people, us commoners of the Commonwealth of living in the downwards, the slums, can't do much because we need to pay for everything. Because, you know, money makes the world go around. Not the root of all evil, obviously. But microtransactions are optional. That's everyone's argument on that, but you don't understand how people... See, a person is intelligent. People are stupid. It's a quote said by many assortments of people from many assortments of shows, animes, and movies. And they are 100% right. I, as a person, will know that doing a microtransaction is dumb. But people, as a mass, forging of a whole bunch of random personalities and people who get addicted to that sort of stuff, will go to it, flock to it, and be horrified by it. There are people... Just because you have an addiction doesn't mean you have to say, well, it's your fault to have this addiction. Do you know what addiction is? It's a thing that's really something you really shouldn't have. Me always drinking a bunch of soda. That's an addiction because I love doing it. I know it's bad. I'm gonna waste life on me in the long run, but it's just like, it's not hurting me now, so I don't know the ending consequences. Microtransactions do that for kids who don't understand. I used to be a dumb kid like that. Used to have like a little mobile game, and it was like, oh, it's only $10. It's only $10. Pay it. Weeks down the line, I got my grandfather coming up to me and saying, why is your phone bill over $1,000? Dumb kids will do that because they're not supervised by other people who don't know that these games are doing this sort of stuff. Microtransaction may be optional, but do you want a bit of shout out? Do you really want to get an argument with this with me on this? Do you really want to get an argument on this with me on this? Things are not addictions. It's like a disease. You can't fight this thing on your own, especially through time and a whole bunch of other things that it's just like a whole bunch of things bring you down on that. Kids do not know better. Kids do not know better. 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds don't know better. And they're going to give these companies a lot of money that they do not deserve because they're taking things like EA in the game to make it harder for the people who don't spend money. If you don't spend money, have fun trying to have fun. $60, over half of $100 for a game. Good luck with that. You know, Cuphead, you know how much Cuphead would suck if you had to have a microtransaction for every boss you tried to fight? Would that be fun for you? Would that be, oh, after you got done paying $20 for like 3 bosses, you had to pay the rest or equal up over $100 for the rest of the bosses of the entire game. Oh, that's great. No, it's fine. No, it's perfectly fine. It's not like you made the game for us or anything. Just made the game just so we can just take over a whole bunch of more stuff from you that you're not getting the full package. Especially in the trailers, you see all this other stuff. FNAF 6. Scott Kaufman. FNAF 6 is free. Free game. Out of all this time, free game. When he made FNAF World, he knew he made a mistake, gave all the people's money back, and made that game free too. I like Scott Kaufman. You may hate Five Nights at Freddy's, but damn, that man knows how to be a nice fucking developer. So microtransactions now for Do You Want Bit of Shadow? For microtransactions and something like Overwatch, that is perfectly fine. Overwatch microtransactions are 100% okay. Why? Because they're all cosmetics. All of them are cosmetic. All of them. All of them are cosmetic. If you want to spend $100 on trying to get a skin for a character, that's on you. If you want to pay $100 to try to be better than someone else, or at least try to be having fun with a game, that again is that right there is unfair. But Overwatch's microtransactions are perfectly fine. There's nothing about that is about skill. No, the whole game is about skill. Nothing about that is on luck to hope you can be better. Now you're saying you can have help. Yes, kids don't know better, but the person makes a choice, and carelessness discussion is their fault. Not saying that, but how much of a fault is theirs to the person that put it inside the game to begin with? Do you know the practices? Do you know the reason why they put it there to begin with? Do you know what you're paying for? Remember back in the day where just buying a game and it was yours and you had fun with it? Remember back in the old Super Nintendo games that you didn't need to pay for a lot of stuff or anything? You just had to pay for the game and have fun with it. Nowadays, you pay for a game, continue to pay for it, 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 and then you realize that the game isn't even fun to begin with. Yeah, I remember back in those days. Remember back in the day when you just put your game in a PS2 and then you just play it? Now you can do, now when you put in your PS4 or new high-tech stuff, you have to wait for it to install for 3 days. That has nothing to do with the current subject of microtransactions, but my god, we are devolving. So I guess I'm not a dumb kid. I am very stingy with my money. Yeah, exactly it. If you want to save up, that's not mean you're stingy. Just like you have money and you want to use it for something else. Sooner or later, you're gonna come across something that you want to buy. Microtransactions are not worth it, especially for video games. Drink a beard. They're wrong. Now you can't stop drinking it because your fault and that you're born with the illness. If you had to pay every time you died in Cuphead, you just, yeah. You have to pay every time you die in Cuphead. Yeah. Oh, dude. No one will be playing that game this day. No one. That game will be deadpan despite the amazing art direction. The impression of your favorite character? Who's angry? I can't do it right now. I'm in a heated debate conversation about microtransactions with Do You Want Me to Shadow, a person I thought who was really cool with this sort of matter, always making fun of me and stuff, even not changing his username. Especially when Markiplier played it. Replays it too. I play it. I don't do a stream about it, but I play it. Ignorance is not an excuse to have an addiction. Again, you don't know what an addiction is. You apparently don't know what an addiction is. Ignorance and addiction are two separate things. I know this because I know many people with said addictions. It's because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel great. They know it 100%. But addiction needs to be quelled with help and talk. Same thing with money and spending. Side character? Sadie's been pretty on the ball with it. Games today want to make more money. Yeah, they do. But if I had to choose between microtransactions in all of my video games and having to pay another 20 bucks for a full game, you know, changing the $60 price tag to like $80 or something, I would pick that. Because at least we get a full game and we don't need microtransactions to have fun with it. We could just play it and then have our own skill speak for how the game will be played. And so on and so forth. I'd rather spend another $20 on retail games for the rest of my life now than have microtransactions be there for hundreds of thousands of people to be fooled into actually thinking that this is the best way to play it and thinking that it's fun. Or apparently for EA standards, you have to spend over like a F ton of hours just to unlock one character out of the many assortments of characters. I guess another problem with microtransactions, if it was easier to think about it this way, if it only took you like maybe a few hours to unlock Darth Vader or something like that, and you also have a microtransaction that just unlocks them or something, then you have a legitimate choice. You can either spend money for something like that, or you can waste half your life on a game you know you're not going to play that much of. Just unlock this one character that once you get him, you're not even going to play him that much because, again, you'll be burnt out on the game to begin with. 5 cents per death. Yeah, as reasonable as that kind of sound, if I had to count how many times I died, I'd already paid him like, what, $5? Right here is something. Or born with an addiction to something. You gotta fix it. Yeah, there are a lot of people born with addictions to something. I know someone who was born, he was addicted to this. It was something really dumb. Smelling a certain type of flower. It was like, if you go inside of his room, he had nothing but these flowers all over the place. And it was all specifically the same kind of flower. And he's like, he needed to smell these flowers every so often. And if he doesn't, he has to go to a hospital because he'll go through withdrawal to the point where he apparently loses it. It's weird. Addictions are weird, alright? I don't know what kind of flower it was. I know it was purple. I can't say it was lavender's. But it was weird. Addictions can come in many shapes and sizes. Being addicted to buying things is one of them. And if you give microtransactions, especially with dumb things that don't amount to nothing, that's just saying, hey, let's trinkle that a little bit. I know you, in some articles say, oh, microtransactions are like gambling for kids. I don't agree 100% with that. I will say that it's basically telling kids, hey, here's a loot box. Hopefully you get something cool out of it. But it's not just for kids. It's about any grown adult can fall for that trap too. Just one. Installed it. Money is the root of all evil. False love from... No, I was joking. I know money is the root of all evil. In fact, it's always like this. You killed the man with the gun. No, guns don't kill people. People kill people with guns. You gotta go to the main root of the problem. We created money, so obviously what we do with the money is obviously what the true evil is. So always go back to the root, which is why back in the past I used to blame God for everything. Because it's like, man, this man hurt me when I was young. That man was born from his parents. His parents were born from his grandparents. Those then go down the lineage to Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were created by God. So I blame God for my misery. That's what I used to think. Nowadays, I'm just more jaded. I'm just saying whatever nowadays. But yeah, I know how to go to the root of the problem with certain things. Don't worry about that. You ever played Freedom Planet on Steam? It's really cool. Have not played it and have not heard of it. I'll see if I can look it up. Can Steven swap minds with gems like he swapped minds with Lars? Steven's powers are weird. I can't. Wait, are you serious? You can't be born with an addiction. If that were true, I would be addicted to Pixar films. You're addicted to good movies. No, that's a joke, by the way. Don't take that out of context in any way. Just, did you not hear my story about the guy with the lavender? He was scientifically told and proven that he was addicted to smelling the certain type of plant. If he didn't smell this type of plant, and this happened at a certain age, if he didn't smell this type of plant, he would go crazy. That's pretty much it. That's how he is, and certainly he's slowly getting out of it. I don't know his name. Neither do I think I haven't talked to him. It's been a long time since I was speaking with this kid. But I found that to be very fascinating. I even write a report about that in one of my classes. I'm like, addictions are weird. So yeah, you can be born with an addiction. I don't know. Talk to a scientist. Talk to him. Anyway, geez, all I know is that he exists. So he already disproves your whole entire thing about being born. You can't be born with it. He was. So again, Steven powers are weird. I don't know if he can. I don't know. Such a heated debate on microtransactions. I want to end, but do you want a bit of Shadow is constantly testing me apparently about stuff. We can end this if we can. Just how about we? So do you want a bit of Shadow? Just know I know a guy who was born with addictions. Addictions are bad and they're real. There are some influences that you can't say it's their fault, but then again, other people's faults as well of taking advantage of a person like that. It's like a person taking advantage of a person with a mental disability. Again, so can we just agree to disagree? If not, then this is not going to end because I have my stance, and it's going to take a lot for me to just say, yeah, sure, you win. It will happen at some point. Trust me. I really find it better just to let a person win so we can get back to our lives than trying to win the argument myself. But I'm not gonna roll over like a dog and say, yeah, I guess I'm wrong. So whatever. So again, there are tons of addictions, just like there are tons of like, what's it called? Scholarships. There are scholarships for just having blue eyes. It's my fault for not being born with blue eyes, apparently, to get that particular scholarship. Internment. I actually need to look that word up. Internment definition. Internment for English language. Assume it's a pleasure that comes from watching or performer playing a game. It's an act of amusing or entertaining people. Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone was addicted to eating their husband's ashes. Is that for real? Is that for real? Someone's addicted to eating their husband's ashes? I could just imagine that being like some type of like psychological horror film. Not much of a horror film, just a psychological film in general. Like in the beginning of the movie, you see them eating something, and it was like, you don't know that it was doused with the powder of a husband, and you see that her life consisted of constantly getting married and having that husband die, and then her burning that husband just so she could have the ashes again. Dude, that'd be weird. Guns don't kill people. People kill guns. Exactly. See, we had it all turned around this whole entire time. Yater, I have no idea what's going on. Something about microtransactions and things about being heated. I don't know. So that's why we speak God's name in vain. I don't know. I was very young back in the day. I was very young. I've come to my conclusion about my religion, so I'm just gonna stick with that. People die when they are killed. I don't know whether or not you got that from Fate. Forget which Fate he says that in. From the main character from the Fate series, or someone else, because other people say that too, and I find it really hilarious. pay to win, I'm against it. But there are microtransactions that don't particularly hate. For example, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I also agree with you on that. Pay to win is bad. Pay just to have like a cool skin or something, that's on you. That's you. That's something that, yeah, that's something, because like pay to win, people will get into a habit of saying I want to be better than everyone else, and that just drives their competitive spirit, which will take advantage of their that side of them. I still hate microtransactions in the sense that it will, in any case, will always tend to those people who don't know better. But for the Commonwealth of like Overwatch, who has nothing to do with like, oh, if you get this skin, you can run 2 times faster than everyone else, that sort of thing. No, I think those are fine to have. Yeah, but I'm not saying that all microtransactions, at least even the ones I already said that were already in the good side, aren't all bad in a sense. It's like I would rather the sense of unlocking something. Like my preferred way of getting things is playing the game, gaining a lot of points, gaining a lot of something, gaining a lot of revenue in some way, shape, or form of the economy of the game itself, and then having the free will to pick what I want. Because in Overwatch, when I get a loot box and I get something from like Reinhardt or Zarya, another character I don't play as much, it kind of just makes me feel like I just wasted a bunch of my time to get something that I'm never going to really use or even care about if I use to begin with. Now, if I got like my Genji skin or like that sort of thing, yeah. So even though they do have a currency system, which you would get from loot boxes again, it's just, I would rather being able to pick the things that I want and just have fun with the things that I want to have, if you know what I mean. So yeah, microtransactions, it's just it's always a hard subject to get into. Duel Links player, the whole sniffing lavender thing isn't an addiction. It would technically be a mutation. No, again, I didn't know what flower it was. I only used lavender as an example, Yater. It wasn't, I knew it wasn't lavender. It's just a purple, it was a purple colored flower. I didn't think it was lavender, but we talked, and I talked to his family. It was an addiction. Now, you could say that the people that he got the information from are wrong. I don't want to challenge that. I'm just letting you know my experiences when I was still living in New Orleans. Alright? That's it. It's just that he had to sniff this plant he had to have to be in the proximity of the scent of this plant. And he could not be away from it for too long. That was the thing. It's kind of like, it's kind of like as weird as people who are allergic to air and have to live in a bubble, which exists, apparently. So things are weird in this world. It's like saying no one's out there with like, everyone in the world has all 10 fingers. No, people are born without arms. People are born with only 4 fingers. There are always an exception to anything in this world, as I believe. Seto Kaiba player. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start this, but I hate the stigma of microtransactions. But yeah, okay, good. Yeah, microtransactions. It's always a hard thing to talk about because you're always gonna have those stances. Like, I used to be a person who defended it as well, believe it or not. But it's like, after a time and meeting people and talking and just seeing through media of what people do through microtransactions, when it was just a free-to-play game, it's sort of weird. It's like, the people in general, like, it's hard to get a collective understanding of something when everyone will always have their own opinion on something. And you can't really say they're wrong about it because it's theirs, and what you are fighting with it is your own opinion. So it's like, I think only would happen if God himself came down, said pineapples on pizza is a sin, and then go back up in the air. You're still going to have people saying that pineapple on pizza is okay. Alright? So, that's just how that goes. Is included in the argument with Shadow as well. Gem system is just stupid. John from Homestuck is addicted to eating his grandmother's ashes. Really? I don't remember that being a thing. I really don't. The only thing I remember from John and his mother and his grandmother's ashes were that he accidentally broke it, and those ashes got prototyped into the Jester. I do not remember that. In fact, I'll be right back. Yeah, I talked to Seth. He knows a hell of a lot more Homestuck than me, and even he said that he never expressed that type of thing at all in the entirety of Homestuck. So I'm not entirely sure. If you could go back to Homestuck, show me the page in general that you're talking about where he says this or experiences that, then I'll believe you. But currently, me and Seth don't know what you're talking about. Random. What DBZ character in DBZ Fighters are you most hyped for? Yamcha! He's gonna deck the halls with all of your Super Saiyan Blue characters. An entire TV show about weird addictions. Oh, wow. There are weird addictions, like I heard about a man that was addicted to eating chalk. But there's also weird allergies. I once heard about a horse that was allergic to hay. Yeah, I always found the contradicting allergies so fascinating. It's like, we as humans need to breathe air. Then there's a human who's allergic to air, but he has to breathe a certain type of air so he won't die. I mean, it's like, it's so weird. This planet is so weird. Ugh, and we'll never get used to it, ever. What is my religion? My religion is the religion of just acknowledging and going with. I don't know how to really explain it. You could say I'm a very skeptical Christian. I guess that works. A way I can put it without being like because I'm currently thinking at this point. What if everything that Christianity says is true, and God did all this other stuff, and Jesus existed and stuff like that and whatnot? I just don't like it. You know what I mean? I'm hearing a lot of stuff about God, hearing all the stuff that he did, and this seems like a guy I don't like. Like, if I met him, he would be a person I just have to say I don't like, I guess. It's weird. Then there's my own personal religion, where I created in my story, that just makes most sense to me. And it actually makes me believe in God a lot more if it was like this matter, so I think I'll just roll with it. And if I die and meet God, then I'll just go to hell. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I tried my best to keep my faith, but it's just, time does that to you, you know? But, it's not like I don't go to church every so often when I'm down here to still get the word. I mean, it's not like that. I still do that down here. But, again, I cannot, it's like one of those sayings. If I say I believe, it's lying to him. So why lie to him when it's not true, right? So if you do believe in God, you believe in whatever higher power you believe in, and you're not 100% on it, instead of telling people that you are this just so you can satisfy the certain, you know, the other people in the religion, say you don't, so you could be the person that says, at least I'm not lying to him if I say I do, you know? So, yeah. Religion, stuff like that, it's complicated. We need to find something to believe in this world. Why not a person that's apparently your giant sky daddy? Maybe win, aka loot crates. Yeah, pay to win and pay to maybe win. Yeah, that just kind of sparks up a whole other thing. Chester pay to play to fair. I'm a sadist. Okay. Oh, wow. Dyslexia. Surgeonist. All right. Sagenist. I don't know what that is. Oh, he's playing on Duel Links. Okay, I don't know. Stance on net neutrality, keep it. I don't really have to explain it. I mean, like, if the internet was, well, my time on the internet was pretty much fine with it on, so I don't see why taking it away would be a thing. Like, I can see how certain things would be a lot harder for, like, the bad people on the internet. But then again, there are a lot more good people on the internet than bad, so it's, Who do you think is more crazy, Junko from Danganronpa or Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club? Monica, I mean, like, it really, you have to put yourself in perspective. Junko does some stuff, Monica does a whole bunch of more stuff and then some. Like, it's like apples and pears here. I just let the market decide if microtransactions is okay or not, my dude. Oh. It was too late. I already talked about it. All right. See. Again, here's the thing with like text to speak. Text to speak is so much more different. So much more different than talking to another person. I would know your tone of voice. I would see your face when you say it. Me, I'm just taking all this on face value. So if you're being jokey, I don't know. Even when you use stuff like emoticons, I still think you're like straightforward and serious, unless there's like a specific emoticon that's meant to be like sarcasm or something. To its crazier since I heard Junko's craziness. I never actually watched it yet. It's crazy, trust me. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you for what happens, but just know it's pretty insane. Monica, Monica. There's sunlight. Okay. I think my name is indicative of my comments, but no connections though. I want to see it animated sometime. Yeah, okay. Like, when I was growing up, I will say when I was growing up, I was a diehard Christian. Like, when I was growing up, one of my favorite movies was The Prince of Egypt, and seeing that story was like, dude, God's awesome! And then I started to grow up and see how the world sucks, and it's like, man, it's getting harder, it's getting harder. Sorry, it's a bit arrogant me, but I don't really get the Yamcha hate for some reason. People kind of hate him. Why do people hate him? People don't like him because he's weak comparatively to the rest of the crew. Even Krillin's more powerful than him, and Krillin was one of the weaker members until Yamcha showed up. Yamcha knows the Spirit Bomb and knows how to control it with 2 fingers, but yet he's still not good enough to be part of the Universe Survival Tournament because apparently no one likes him. See, I like Yamcha. He's that guy that's just there. He had a lot of shit done to him, and he just dealt a bad hand by his creator, aka Toriyama. And I feel for him. That's why, okay, it sounds like a joking thing, but I'm serious about being excited to be Yamcha, because I can't wait to go online, play as Yamcha, like, really be good at Yamcha, just so I can start beating, like, people who play as Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and stuff like that, just so I can have fun with my headcanon for Yamcha. That he pulled a 17 and trained for some reason for so long he became a god status. Because why not, right? In a way, Santa Claus is God, so kids who believe in him are their God. Okay. Anything that I don't see already existing in front of me is supposedly a god, in my opinion. Have I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion? Yes, until it got bad. From Gravity Falls, every creature born without reason, surrounded by weakness, and dies by chance. Waifu and Natsuki is my second waifu. You guys going for the low-hanging fruit. Giant Sky Daddy. Hey, I'm not the person who said that. No, I'm not the person who quoted that. I remember quoting that from The Armored Skeptic, and I remember someone else quoting that from somebody else. That's just like a thing. My favorite songs being Playing with the Big Boys now and The Plagues of Egypt. Like, those are my, hands down, my favorite songs of all time. Not just in that movie, just of all time. I listen to those songs almost every day. Okay, I think you're either speaking broadly or to me. If you're speaking to me, I already said that he's weak comparatively to the rest of the crew. Comparatively to the rest of the crew, Yamcha is weak. Just like how comparatively to the rest of the crew, anyone comparatively to the rest of the crew is weak. Master Roshi is a lot more powerful than you think he is because of these sort of things. If Master Roshi can blow up the moon, then anyone that is above Roshi, like Yamcha, can also blow up the moon. And you could even say that Krillin and Yamcha and Tien, they're planet busters at this point. They can blow up planets at this point. They're not weak. Weak is not being able to lift up a chair. That's weak. Weak is not being able to punch somebody and have them feel anything, and you both have the same human strengths and weaknesses, and you just not being a bodybuilder. Strong, weak comparatively to the others. Yamcha can blow up a planet. Goku can blow up multiple universes, apparently. That's weak compared to what Goku can do. So, yeah. As for a broad sense, yeah, I want more people to understand that Yamcha is not weak, and neither is he useless, and neither can he not do anything right. He got blew up by a Cyberman. Suddenly, now he's like the butt of every joke in the entire history of the universe. Again, never really blame the characters, only until you have to blame the writer. And Toriyama has some explaining to do on a lot of things, but he's Toriyama. He's just making that money. Remember that comment where he said the ending of Z was pretty much going to be the end of everything because nothing came after Z? That was a good quote. Too bad that meant nothing. I believe in God, and I hope you go to heaven. I hope you go to heaven. I mean, I hope I go everywhere. It's like it's hard to really think about stuff like that, and I'm not gonna get into it. Just know, thank you, and I appreciate it. Super Saiyan Blue is trash. Fight me with words. Well, in forms of how it's been written in the anime, it's bad. How it's written in forms of the manga, dude, the Dragon Ball Super manga is the quintessential way to see the story of Dragon Ball at this point. Because, my lord, the anime is just bad, alright? Has great animation and good moments when it wants to be, like in the Universe of Power, the Tournament of Power. Not so much the beginning of the series, but when it wants to be good, it can be good. But consistently, the manga has been so much better, so much more character. Jiren in the anime is just a log being just waiting to be fought. And just stupid. While in the manga, the first few panels with Jiren is so much more relatable. Super Saiyan Blue is a lot more explained. If you use it and then dissipate from it, you are now 1/10 the power that you were when you first used it. That's explaining power. Unlike Super Saiyan Blue, you're pulling out your ass every single second, and now all of a sudden that you can do this, Krillin is somehow pushing back Goku's Kamehameha Blast. 17's apparently God tier for some reason. Man. If you're watching Dragon Ball Super, please just read the manga. Do yourself a favor. Don't be like us who believe now, since they watched 100 and something episodes of this, they have to keep watching unless they just feel like the rest of their lives is just nothing. Just read the manga. You'll be so much happier. Disney versus DreamWorks? I don't know. Disney has some classics. DreamWorks made new classics, you could say. You can't really beat the people who pretty much wrote the line of how animation has been for a long time. like there have been first people who make animation, then the people who popularized it. Disney's that. You know, I had a bit of a back and forth on DeviantArt, and I'd like to clarify. I said that supernatural elements bother me. I meant element these days. You mean the underdog element involving villains? It's very hard to fully come up with a story that involves villains being the overtakers of everything. Not to say that it's not impossible. I mean, I made a few myself, in fact. I guess it would be much of a spoiler to say this, but there's been many moments in the entirety of the story where I nearly ended it off with the villain winning, because I think that's how I really write my story. I write my story up until the point where I get to a certain fight, and then I really calculate the battle, and then I find out that the villain wins because my character was not ready enough to fight this character. So I scrap the story and start over from the beginning and work my way up again, and then I do the same scenario, and basically like that. It's kind of like Syndrome in Incredibles, how he made the first robot, and the first robot did this, but then it lost when it went up the Echelon. Time you kill him this one time, he comes back. You can't kill him the same way twice, except in my case, I just put him in a story scenario and throw him into scenarios and other things and where he has to make choices and make power-up decisions to make him ready enough to fight this particular villain. There have been at least 3 stories that I made to completion that the villain won. And I found those to be my better stories. And those characters from those stories have now been transferred into my original story now. And they're continuing on being who they are. I don't think you met them yet. Well, at least their true selves at this point. So just know, I know a thing or two about making a good villain story, I guess. Goro from One Punch Man is a good explanation of this. He hates how heroes always win. And how he's planning on trying to be the best villain. Granted, it's not going to really work out, but hey. Unless I'm reading that wrong, which I do believe I did. But I do want to actually talk about the whole villain standpoint. Just like how I think what you really meant was that good guys win with these powers. Because I'm a little confused. My favorite. I knew new former Christians who went back to Christianity to deal with their depression. I told them it's okay, but they need professional help. That is one way to look at it. It's kind of like Ninja Brian from the Game Grumps, who said he doesn't like chakras and stuff like that, because there are people out there who believe that doing these sort of like medical things that doesn't involve actual medical help is a better alternative than actually using that medical help, which kills people because it doesn't actually work. And I understand that you don't know whether or not the whole Christianity thing or whatever religion you're going to is actually the right thing until you're dead. And when you're dead, it's very hard to believe a person who comes back from the dead to say what they did, because it's always a different story. You don't know how many times I've heard a person say, oh, it was a white light. Oh, it was nothing. Oh, it was a white light and I saw my dad. He said, it's not my time yet. Oh, it was black. I couldn't breathe. It was just there forever, eternity. And then I got resuscitated. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, I blacked out once and I felt nothing. Maybe I just wasn't fully dead. I don't know. Being dead is hard. Have you seen a new MP movie yet? Yeah. Of course I did. Okay. Weak. Strong like steel. Germany. Movie. Red Line is an awesome movie. I don't believe so. Communism. Dictatorship. First there was Dragon Ball, the original. Well, when Goku was a kid, I got addicted to it because I loved the reactions and side characters seeing Goku's unexpected strength. And then that continued on until the very Super itself. I think I've grown tired of it, actually. At first it was like, this kid can take bullet fire and lift up a car and throw it. That's awesome. And then you get to him fighting Jiren, and then you just got these two Omni Kings going, oh, it's so awesome. I think it's just supposed to be like a parody on how this show is degraded to this. That's what this show is. People doing awesome things and people reacting to it. I think that's it. It's like the Omni King's starting to really tick me off with how many times he's saying Sugoi, Sugoi. Oh, it's so cool. Oh my god, it's so awesome. There was only 2 times I thought that was adorable, and that's it. Every other time was annoying. Back in the day, that was cool because it was new, it was fresh. Now it's boring. It's really boring. That's the thing that I've always been saying. When it comes to Dragon Ball Yater, how Dragon Ball Z is just slowly but surely getting up to universal status. Which is why I like Gurren Lagann so much. Gurren Lagann is one of my top favorite animes of all time, if not my quintessential favorite anime of all time. Because in the beginning, you just got a kid, and you got his, quote-unquote brother, and there you just have, well, one of them has big dreams to go up to the surface. Not only did they get up to the surface, they get up into space. Now they get up into space, they get up into outer space. Now they get up into outer space, they get up into the edge of the universe. Now they get to the edge of the universe, they become so big that they get eclipse the universe and multiple universes at that. And then they kill God. And it's like, yeah, that's a good progression. As Dragon Ball, just like, it's like, so why am I not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed it in Gurren Lagann? It's just, I just wonder why. When do I start reacting? It's only been a week. It's only been a week, and I was playing a video game that I know I shouldn't have, that I know I couldn't have stopped if I just randomly stopped at one point. We had to finish that thing. I'm getting back to him. I don't know when. I'm just getting back to him. This is what this channel is all about, man. This channel wouldn't exist without reaction, so it's not like I'm going to be turning into a gaming channel. I wouldn't be lifted off the ground. Yeah, it did snow. It snowed last night. Yesterday night. It was, very annoying. Because I had to ride my bike to school. And it's gonna be very annoying if it stayed this, well, it's going to. But it's gonna stay this cold until I gotta go to work again. So, look, I don't like snow, and I don't like anything cold related. So, because I think I remember nearly getting hit by a car because the road was slippery. And my bike swerved, and like the tire, like, you know, went the little thing. And I was happy that I caught myself and on my leg before anything bad, and it just immediately had an immediate recover. So I really don't like snow, ice, anything basically coming from the sky and water. I don't like it. That's why summer and anything that's like a blistering hot day, I love. Dragon Ball Super is just too rushed, and they keep adding too much transformation, including the Ultra Instinct form. It's just too much. I will say this. Dragon Ball at this point has devolved into just a transformation fest. You know how many times I've seen videos on YouTube saying, man, I can't wait until this transformation. Oh, this is the leak for a new transformation. Think of this transformation. I think I've heard transformation so many times that I hate the word transformation now. I just hate it. Just hate it. Hate that word now. But yeah, but if there's anything I gotta say, I actually like Ultra Instinct. I like Ultra Instinct as a standpoint of it's just a form that helps you dodge. And every time Goku dodges, I find it to be really entertaining. Because Dragon Ball is either one of two things. A powerhouse fest that involves two people having a beam struggle, or a powerhouse fest where they punch each other so hard that the other one actually has to say ow for once. Not many times has there been a time where it's just been dodging. Dodging being a quintessential thing to come up with a strategy and do something. The Caulifla versus Ultra Instinct Goku fight is one of my favorite fights. Because even though it's just his body moving on its own, it made it give off the illusion of strategy. Made it give off the illusion of seeing something coming, calculating it, and then moving accordingly to then apparently slide on a beam with your Kamehameha and win the battle. That was awesome. Though, if you go into Ultra Instinct and what the power is, it's just your body moving on its own and you're not actually thinking at all. So, in the end, it's still okay. I actually like the Ultra Instinct transformation. However, what I do hate is that it's still continuing. It's like, sooner or later, you're going to have to either end it or have Goku fight the Omni King and or the Grand Priest, and then continue on the series, and it turns out, oh, do you think the Omni King was the Omni King of everything? Pfft, we downgraded the word Omni since 2005, guys. The Omni King was only a king to these 12 universes. We're actually part of another pocket dimension where the true Omni King is living outside the other areas, and he's actually king of infinite universes. We're just a small speck of the giant speck that we thought we used to be. Sooner or later, that's just gonna have to happen. It's end the damn series already, damn it. Ugh. Yeah, I can't wait for the second movie either. What's a good hero without a good villain? A slice of life anime. transformation to me. So, it is. I will say, actually, it's not, to tell you the truth, because if you want to give anything Ultra Instinct some credit, Whis hinted at this in the very second movie of the Frieza, when Resurrection of F. If you have to give Ultra Instinct anything, at least it had some build up to it. Unlike a lot of other transformations that we've been given through other various assortments of characters, so you got to give Ultra Instinct that. Ass pulling wise, yes, how he just magically be able to just get into it thanks to the help of a Spirit Bomb and Jiren, but at least it was hinted. It's kind of like Madara in Naruto. You just got this statue of a guy, and then suddenly you hear his names trickle out here and there, and then when he shows up, he's the best goddamn thing to ever happen to the series. It's like, build up is what makes a good reveal a good reveal. Which is why I find it weird that in One Piece, when Luffy pulls out a new gear to use, like Gear 4 for instance, it's so weird how not many people, including myself, don't say, well, this was an ass pull. I think it's because whatever gear Luffy goes into, he either uses it in such a creative way that you can already see him kind of thinking about it in his head, how he could utilize his various forms of haki and like his own rubber elastic body to his advantage. It's like, yeah, you can see him doing this just randomly out of the spot. You can just do it. You don't have to show him training with it. You don't have to do anything. He can do it. He's Luffy. Yeah, okay, yeah, I mean, why don't they just admit that they can't beat, Jiren unless bullshit, in which case, I just have to say, suck it, Death Battle. What does Death Battle have to do with this? I'm sorry. Like, is that supposed to be like a Superman hit? I'm trying to fully understand that. Because I admire Toriyama. Not Toriyama. I admire, creator of Naruto. Man, I can't believe his name actually escaped me just now. He was always in my head. But creator of Naruto, he said that he made Madara too strong. He honestly said that. And I find that really funny. That he actually accidentally made Madara too strong for the heroes to fight. So he had to resort to ass pulling. And it takes a lot of balls to go up to a lot of people in an interview and say, I messed up in making this guy too strong for the heroes to actually beat. And I find that admirable. But as for this, it's like Jiren's strong. He's very strong. He uses one finger to block attacks that nearly destroy the universe. And suddenly it's just, So in other words, you create a version of Doomsday? No, I didn't create a version of Doomsday at all. I just said I used like a Doomsday aspect to it. When I made a story, I accidentally made the villain to that story too strong. And instead of copping out and saying, oh, here's an ass pull, I have the villain kill the hero. And then I'm like, well, that's how that story ended. Guess I need to start over and see if I can put him in other scenarios. That'll put him in another thing. In words, the story that I finished never happened. It's not like he then went back in time. It's not like the concept of him is going back in time to put him in other scenarios. No, it's just me understanding that, okay, this is what this villain is. And then when I finally realize, oh wait, this villain can do this, which makes this thing that he's about to do completely null and void. So he dies. I kill him. And that makes me learn from that. Thus having me start over. I didn't make any Doomsday character. I didn't make a character. I find the character that can adapt to fights to be a little bit of a cop-out. Kind of like how Caulifla was that. Caulifla and Kale. Caulifla and Kale, they were the Saiyans that if you fought them for long enough, they would get strong enough to beat you. Same thing with Hit. Hit was a character, if you fought him for long enough, he'll get stronger and beat you. That's always a cop-out. It's you're either strong or you're weak. The only times this is acceptable if it's like a specific thing tailored to a particular person and you downgrade afterwards. Yang, for instance. Yang's semblance is that if the angrier she gets, is either the angrier she gets or the more damage she's taking, because there's some times where she just has the red eyes, so I think it's sort of like anger. But she gets stronger every time the fight prolongs because she then gains more damage or gets angrier. Either or, After which, when it's done, she's back to base. It's not like she keeps that power up forever. She's back to base now. And she has to use her, talents to make sure she doesn't have to really resort to using that sort of skill. If it's a skill and you go back to base form, it's fine. If it's a thing that you literally would just stay that strong afterwards, it's like it's a cop-out. That's not how you do powers, in my opinion. At least not with that many characters. Have you watched the new version of It yet? Yeah. Hero being an underdog, which every action anime I watch, I really find myself asking, how are you going to win? And whenever I do, the answer turns out to be complete trash. I want moments when I'm on the edge of my seat, wondering how the hero will pull it through, and then the answer is something unexpected, yet simple. I want real suspense. I thought the original Naruto did that pretty okay. Like, really okay. No, I can even go as far as say get it great. Zabuza versus Naruto and Sasuke pretty much did that exact thing. You got 2 Genin, technically 3, but I don't like to count Sakura. 3 Genin having to try to find a way to free their sensei from a Jonin level opponent known as Zabuza with a huge sword and epic techniques. And then you see them pull off this grand scale type of strategic movement just so he can move his arm. I found that to be amazing, and that's usually the first thing that pops into your mind when you get to that. Then you have the battle against Haku, and the battle against Naruto, Sasuke, and Haku. Haku is moving at the speed of reflection or whatever, and you have your heroes just not winning. You have the thing of seeing Sasuke dying. A character you thought you were going to get to know a lot, and you see him die. Just like you feel what Naruto felt. Just like they lost. They lost one. And then it turns out he wasn't dead because, Senpun was supposed to get the illusion of death and whatnot. So, like, So I thought that was interesting. Then you move on to the rest of the series, and you get to the end of the series where he's fighting Sasuke. You think since Naruto's the main character, he's going to win and bring Sasuke back, right? Nope. Naruto lost. So I think Naruto, out of a lot of series, have done that correctly. But nowadays, yeah, I get it. But I think Deku kind of fits this matter, especially versus him versus Todoroki. Underdog stories such as him, he's working out as well. Underdogs such as Genos versus anyone in One Punch Man. I know it's a little bit of a joke, but I get what you're saying. And yeah, like, those type of things are like that, like, for a lot of anime nowadays. But it's not like underdog stories are not out of the ordinary. In fact, a lot of people have been complaining that the underdog story is a little too boring. So it really depends on what kind of culture you're going with. Because right now, I've been seeing a lot of people saying, oh, the underdog story, let's just try something else. Now we're going with the story of a guy who's so strong, he's trying to find fun. And that was interesting, because that's different. It's not an underdog story, it's more like an overdog story. How am I supposed to have fun when I win everything? Yeah. Dragon Ball needs to end. I've been saying that since Z. Then Dragon Ball GT came out, and then people were complaining so much that it sucks so bad that it's no longer, you should never count it as canon, period. At all. And I'm like, okay, fine. Even though Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super pretty much share the exact same things, such as they're continuing on to something that should have ended, and they do a lot of things you hate, yet you hate Dragon Ball GT more. At least Dragon Ball GT has consistent animation and a nice transformation under Super Saiyan 4. I love Super Saiyan 4. Dragon Ball Super Blue, Ultra Instinct, and Red and God are all just palette swaps of other forms. Syndrome versus Megamind. It's hard to say what's like the thing. Does Megamind have his dehydration gun? Because if Megamind has his dehydration gun, he has a better chance of winning. But Syndrome has his pointy McDoodad stasis, whatever the heck those things are. Like, if they're right in front of each other and it's like fight, Syndrome's first instinct is to stop him with his beam. Not to say he's gonna throw him into something and Megamind instantly KO'd, but like, I need to see. Does he have the Black Mamba? The Black Mamba would give him a better chance, even. Like, Syndrome can fly with his rocket boots and stuff like that. It's like, you'd have to give off scenarios like that, man. Even though I like Megamind a lot more than Syndrome. Mostly because Megamind's actually a good guy. I think Dragon Ball is going to end anytime soon. It should. It's been around forever. You will. I've said this once and I'll say it again. It's an old generation anime making new generation anime look bad because the old generation is still overshadowing what could be better. That's just how that is. And especially since the horrible negative backlash that the first two, let's say, seasons of the Resurrection X arc and the recreation of the Dragon Ball Battle of Gods arc was, and how jumpy things were when the rest of it kicked in. I'm surprised it's still here to begin with. I remember back in the day they said this was only going to have 100 episodes. And now I just want, after the Universe of Power tournament, Universe tournament, Tournament of Power is done, I just want it to end. But it already looks like it's going to continue on afterwards, so I just dealing with it. I don't even watch the anime anymore. I just kind of skim through new episodes just to see what idiocracy they do or what actual interesting things they do. But I don't actually watch the show as a way of like enjoyment. I just do it as a way of, why is it still here? Redline. You just like the anime movie Redline? Interesting. Who are you talking to? Because I think you're talking to someone else, because I never even watched it. First thing I see in suggestions, Ultra Instinct, Kirby. Ultra Instinct. Kirby. Yeah, I find that to be a very funny meme. If you ever seen Ultra Instinct Po from Kung Fu Panda 2, I actually find that to be too appropriate. Like, really too appropriate. Like, unimaginably too appropriate. Called a twist ending of a show movie before it happened many a times. Not without spoilers for people who haven't seen something. There are twists in Harry Potter I found of certain people and certain things that were going to happen in that. Certain twists that was going to happen in Game of Thrones. Certain twists I found in many anime, even twists in My Little Pony. Hey, Rose Lips. Yeah, it showed a little bit here as well. Yeah, it's no. Yeah, the day before, one of those days, but I hate the cold. I hate the cold too. So did you see the episode? Season 7 finale. I know, and I hate Dragon Ball. It's gonna exist for a long time. Weird question. Okay. Go to transform into Super Saiyan plot armor. Super Saiyan plot armor. Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Rose, God form, Kaioken times infinity, God armor, plot armor, fusion, Vegito, Ex Machina, Super Saiyan Angel, God status of God Angel Key, no Jutsu, Spirit Bomb times infinity. To the squared. I agree. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Super, but I heard it was bad by a lot of people. But rather it's bad or not, it doesn't matter. It should end. But yeah, again, I find the Dragon Ball Super manga to be way better than the anime. In fact, I believe that the manga should exist way better because not only does the manga come out monthly, I believe, it also comes out and explain things a lot better. It feels like OG Dragon Ball with a lot of stuff they do. They even make me feel. There was a certain panel. There were certain scenes with Trunks and Vegeta that actually made me well up a bit. I didn't cry, but I was like, wow, that was well executed. That was really done. That was really good. Did not have a single moment like that in the anime. Even with the Bulma getting slapped scene by Beerus, it was done so poorly in my opinion. And Falcon, I haven't seen the last of the season 7 yet. Snowden, John's transformation in Dragon Ball have become what evolution are in Pokemon, just another function that's necessary to the series. The general basics of Dragon Ball. Villain is strong. Villain fights weaker opponents. Villain shows how strong he is. Weaker opponents try to be stronger but fail ultimately. Main character shows up. Main character fights and somewhat goes up against the stronger opponent. Stronger opponent gets stronger. Main character gets stronger through various sorts of means. This various sorts of means then go back and forth until inevitably the hero wins. Dragon Ball in a nutshell. I mean, look at the Frieza saga. Look at the Vegeta. Look at the Saiyan saga. Look at any saga. Can anyone recommend a good Yuri anime series? Doki Doki Literature Club. I heard the Yuri in that game is pretty okay, and since it's based around anime type of things, it's like nothing. Mr. Gosh dang it. Are you haven't seen the game? You know, played or something else? If that's true, then I just made my own joke. Rock, paper, scissors, chat. Ah. Oh. Never watched One Piece or Naruto. Way too long. I watched Dragon Ball series because that was one of the first anime I watched, and I watched it when I was young. You can see that? One Piece and Naruto are hard to get into because of its length, and same thing with my story right now. If you go into DeviantArt, it'd be very hard for you to catch up at this point. But yeah, it's all right. One Piece let me stay due to its aesthetic and pirates. Naruto, same thing with its ninjas, and other animes can do the same if they do better. Essentially, a Superman. In the anime, no. No. Jiren isn't Superman in the anime. In the manga, yes. But done better, in my opinion. Because in the anime, he's just there. Name one time that you actually understood his character. Like, once. At least Superman had a defined character to him. While in the manga, you see that he's a righteous, justice-fulfilling warrior who would rather have his entire universe die knowing that they didn't try to kill other universes to survive than just killing other universes to survive. And he said if his universe is attacked in any way, shape, or form, screw the tournament, I'm going to help my universe. Alright? And I find that really admirable for Jiren. Anime Jiren is fucking stupid. I hate him. If they really need to keep Dragon Ball going, then they'll eventually just start over and shift focus to Goku Jr., Pan's grandchild. I remember when they tried to do that in Z with Gohan. Look how that turned out. Not good. I'm just joking, but I want to know if they're capable of creating a decent Yuri anime series. I don't know. I don't look for Yuri anime series. It's not a thing I look for. Stopped watching Dragon Ball after Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I even think I didn't even finish all of it either. Can't remember. Been too long ago. I can never get in One Piece or a Fairy Tail. I couldn't get in a Fairy Tail even if I tried with every fiber of my being to get in a Fairy Tail. One Piece, however, it's a very slow trug through the meadow that is One Piece. But as soon as you get to your destination, you're like, man, that was worth it. And then you continue moving forward from that. There are a lot of moments in One Piece that I have to say, if I didn't watch this from the beginning, I would be disappointed in myself. So, yeah. One Piece. People say One Piece is long, but then you need to look at the Pokemon anime, and there's more episodes. There's almost more episodes. I think there's more episodes in the Pokemon anime than the One Piece anime. So it's kind of weird how people keep jumping on a One Piece when, though not going on as long, it's still got a ton of episodes and stuff like that, because the Pokemon anime is based around a franchise that's never gonna probably die. Unlike One Piece, it's just based around one guy's head. I personally hated Fairy Tail. There was some good moments, especially the fight scenes, but it's probably one of my least favorite animes. It's my least favorite anime because of all the stuff and the ass pulls that even Dragon Ball is rivaling at this point. It's like, I really did not like the series. There's now balancing issues, a lot of stuff that just made me just really mad. Great villains just turned into wimps. Opinion there. Side with Infinity, which is If I remember right, in some more damage Yang gets, more gets stronger. It'd be mishurting though. Yeah, that's the same thing I heard. But then again, in one of the episodes when she's talking to her mom, she just gets red eyes. It's like there was no damage to that. Maybe maybe emotional damage works with it as well. I guess I don't know. But maybe the red eyes aren't even correlated at all to that. Who knows? And then you have moments where it's just her hair. Nothing but her hair gets ticked off, and then boom, she gets full rage mode, and then she's like full, like, I'm gonna destroy you. So maybe it's tied to rage. And to me, along One Piece, we all have our favorite animes to go through. One Piece interested me with the amount of times they can actually make powers interesting again. Luffy has rubber abilities. How can you be great with rubber abilities? Oh, like that. Haki? Oh, it's not ki. It's just a variation of very specific types of things you can do with these things. Conqueror's Haki, armor and Haki. Man, this is actually a really well-built world that you put us in. That's what I like. As for Fairy Tail, it tried to do that, failed miserably. But again, One Piece turns a lot of people off through its length and art style and a lot of other things that's and not many people like pirates, so it's just like there's that too. No, I'm not gonna LP things. I said in the beginning of the stream that the LP life is not for me. I'm not good with handling the type of crowd that brings. I'm not a Markiplier. I'm not a Jacksepticeye. If I'm ever gonna do another thing, it's gonna be something that us collectively in this building are agreed to playing. But as for myself, no. Hunter x Hunter is a great show. Go watch it. Like, to tell you the truth, if One Piece didn't exist, that would be my #1 anime, right next to a lot of other anime that are my #1 anime. Yang semblance gained from damage, but I believe that something the semblance have in general, the emotions can influence them. Alright, I can deal with that. I'm deciding whether or not to watch Hunter x Hunter. If you want a personal opinion on personal preference on the anime, say it's a good watch. It's a pretty good watch. Again, you can be kind of intimidated through some things that show up, but it's fun. Can't watch Volume 4, Rubies yet. Can't wait. Can't wait either. Good. It starts off kind of. Trust me, I saw a video titled "Dumb Ruby Meme." As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Holy shit, what?" And then summed up the reaction. I'll consider watching it. Girl on Space Patrol. There we go. Man, you just have your own conversation there. All right, I'm just gonna stay out of it. LOA 3. The Tournament of Power. So much power. So much power. Not enough development. No development at all. Yeah, it's ring now. Do you know the movie Happy Death Day? Knew who was the killer was just by watching the trailer. It was so obvious. Yeah, I did too. Not to give anything away. It's not a male. It is. Okay, I'm just not gonna say anything. That's about all I can say about that. It's a person who says happy birthday. Old animation in game. Yeah. He's Neon Genesis Evangelion is a prime example. Yeah. Cowboy Bebop. Death Battle Season 4 finale. Yeah, Sephiroth versus Virgil. I wasn't interested in the Spider-Man versus Batman Beyond. I found it was an interesting thing, but I knew Batman Beyond would win because I know a little thing or two about Death Battle, and that he'd like to have at least some fun. with their battles in a sense. How do I put this? Sonic fought Mario, Sonic won. Tails fought Luigi, Tails won. And then suddenly, Donkey Kong versus Knuckles. I knew Donkey Kong was going to win for a mile. I think the Nintendo crew needed a win on a Sonic crew, and they knew putting Wario or something like that wouldn't cut it. So they knew they had to put a person who would actually be able to beat Knuckles, at least in the video game variety of him. Well, Archie Comics would destroy Donkey Kong. But Donkey Kong, at that point, yeah, sure, let's just have him beat Knuckles. Now, same thing with Batman and Spider-Man. Spider-Man beat Batman. So let's put up a Spider-Man that can't beat a Batman. And that Spider-Man was $20.99, the one without Spider-Sense, and versus Batman Beyond, the one that you could say is a better, more spry version of the Batman that we know today, with a lot more gadgets and powers and even an AI unit. So it's like, yeah. Not an AI unit. The old Batman talking to him. So it's like, yeah, I knew Batman Beyond was going to win. Now, as for Sephiroth versus Virgil, it's very hard for me to say that Virgil has a big shot in winning, but I can't say that he doesn't, because his sword is kind of hacks. It ignores durability, so you can already put the whole, he can't even touch Sephiroth out the window, because he can. He can't hurt Sephiroth. Sephiroth can summon meteors. Granted, it takes a little bit, but damn it, he can summon meteors. So it's very hard for me to say either of them have like a long shot of beating the other, but it's going to be a fun fight. Happy Death Day was a little bit of a letdown, but I had an enjoyable time, even though the dumb fake out was dumb. Huh. Anyways. Samurai Champloo will always be my favorite anime series. What's yours? Gurren Lagann. Yeah, whenever someone asks me what's my favorite anime series, I always go straight to Gurren Lagann. If you want like long term, I have to go with Naruto, mostly because it was most influential upon me growing up. But Gurren Lagann, no matter how many times I watch that from beginning to end, I'm always having the exact same experience every single time. I cannot rewatch Naruto and enjoy it the exact same way that I used to. Mostly because, you know, when I get to the war arc in Shippuden, I just can't. No. Jesus Christ. Animation of anime is amazing. I've been meaning to get into Samurai Season 4. Style. Oh my gosh, I just looked up Ultra Instinct Poe, and you're right, it fits too well. Thank you for looking that up. It's too appropriate. Poe learned Ultra Instinct before Goku. Oh god, yes. I found that to be great. You ever seen Anime Gundam? Yeah, I've seen a lot of Gundam anime. Epion being one of my favorites. Needs to be anime that makes full fun of all animes. Bobo. You ever heard of that? Go look it up. Bobo is the quintessential, let's make a fun of every anime trope there is. Make fun of it to the point where it's just beaten to the ground and still have a good show out of it. Still have a good narrative out of it. It's so good. Like, that was my childhood back. And I'm pretty sure my nostalgia goggles aren't really clouding me very much. But my lord, Bobo. It even ends off perfectly. It ends off exactly the way the show should end off. And it does it brilliantly. Makes fun of everything. It makes fun of Dragon Ball, makes fun of Naruto, makes fun of, like, every anime trope ever. That's why people want Bobo versus Saitama. Because it's like, Bobo may be this thing, Saitama can be this thing, but Bobo just like transcends how stupid you can get in anime. It's fucking great. Oh man. I need to read your story. I would appreciate you if you do. Just know there's some things about it and it's long. It's like blah blah blah. I would appreciate it. In Daylights of High School, boys kind of makes fun of anime tropes now. Yeah. Played Skylanders, never played Skylanders, never been interested in Skylanders. I've only been interested in Spyro, and that wasn't enough to get me into Skylanders. Good night, Rose. Hmm. No, like, what I don't like about Gundam is that White Ranger has. What I do not like about Gundam is that White Ranger and his Tiger Zora lost to Gundam Epyon. I wanted Tommy to win, but Epyon destroys the Tiger Zord. Epyon is way more powerful and more like maneuverable than the Tiger Zord was. And I'm a huge Ranger fan too, so don't get me wrong. I've been growing up on the Power Rangers a long time. In fact, I kind of wanted, I kind of almost expected him to win because there was some like big fan base around it. Because, you know, in the phase of thinking that Death Battle was biased, it's just like, but Epyon just has a lot more strength. As soon as I saw the Death Battle coming up, I'm like, they can only do this. He can only do this and that. Epyon can do this and that thing. It's like, I wonder. It's just I didn't see him coming out on top on that. I just couldn't. There's an anime that has 7,000 episodes. Look at that. There's a manga that has over 1,300 chapters to it, and people say One Piece is too long. There are probably more with even more chapters out there. As well, it stopped being good after May or Dawn. Can't remember who the last girl there was. There was Misty. There's Misty, May, Dawn, Iris, Serena, and a bunch of girls in Sun and Moon. And frankly, I don't care what anyone says. X and Y and X, Y, and Z is great if you want to go with how Ash is a competent trader. He actually has a pretty well-stable team. He actually is a likable character all throughout things. They cut a lot of bullshit and get to a lot of gems, and it's actually really hyped up. The animation is just phenomenal. The companions aren't annoying, and everything about it was just well executed. The final arc of the Team Flare arc was just expertly done, along with the League. The League was great because Ash got to the finals. He fought the last guy and was this close to winning. I mean, that's all I wanted, really. I want him to win, yeah, but when it comes to, like, progression, this is what I wanted. So, to tell you the truth, yeah, I can agree. The Generation 5 of the Pokemon anime was really bad, really awful, and certain parts of, like, maybe, like other series, but, like, don't knock Gen 6. Gen 6 was actually really expertly done. The gen they're doing now is kind of, like, iffy. It all depends on what your preference on a slice of life band as well. It has been going on a little too long. I think they either need to come up with a new thing to have a craze, as though I think Yokai Watch is trying to do that, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely needs to end. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the first anime that needed to end for a long time. I don't know why it's still even going on, period. You know, Cody Lane, I think you're really new to this because I think you're taking me not getting to your comments fast enough as me ignoring your comments. And frankly, I think at this point you're already reacting to the fact that I answered your questions. But let me just tell you this, I'm way far into the chat. So don't yell. If you yell, I'm definitely just going to ignore you because you're being rude. For no reason. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is becoming not enjoyable. The XYZ cards are okay, but new cards are serious. V, oh Jesus, I just can't. I agree. Okay. Gosh. Were you in my stream? I just suddenly see, yeah, I can't enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. Like, hold on. God damn it. Well, Goat's part of the stream, apparently. Okay, fine. That was hilarious. I'm like, see, stupid. Alright. Whatever. Rooster Teeth mate Ruby and Yang, I honestly don't know this is canon, but Yang said that she discovered her semblance by stubbing her toe. See, again, that can go either way. I stub my toe, I'm angry and also in pain, so it's hard for me to automatically say it's about rage or damage. It's but yeah, I agree with the whole damage output. It's fine. Because I think it makes more sense. I just, you know, it's just kind of complicated for me to understand fully. Because again, the whole hair thing, her semblance activates, yet she didn't take any real damage throughout that entire fight. Damage to her hair apparently counts. Just stop watching. It's weird. You should stop watching. No, King's Game is interesting. No, it's just bad. Version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the best and I'll always be the best. GX was alright. 5Ds was sorta okay. Card games on motorcycles and Zexal was Zexal. RV is just why? Stop. RV is that stain in the series that everyone wished never happened. Wow. Johnny Test versus Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron, again, this is another thing you gotta show me their weapons, armors, and abilities. Because if Johnny Test has his superpowers, then he wins, apparently. But if Johnny Test doesn't have superpowers, he doesn't have much of anything. Because all of his stuff comes from his sisters that he has to get outside help from. Jimmy, he just kind of comes up with it, and everything that's his is his. So, I'm just playing Doki Doki Literature Club. By the way, I'm GOAT. Yeah, GOAT's in the stream, awesome. Oh, wow. Great, I'm lost again. Good night, Captain. What this? Closest death battle ever for you? For closest death. Fox versus Bucky. Closest. It's very hard for me to come up with that on the spot. I really can't really remember the closest death battle. Like, I guess Dante versus Bayonetta. Because when I saw Bayonetta do all this crazy nonsense, I'm like, I can't really see Dante really taking this girl out. However, I know Dante, so I know Dante can take her. It's just weird. So it was really like a shock for me to see that he won, and I was happy that he won. Because I love Dante. Alright. I joined in. My favorite anime. Soul Eater is great. Oh, sorry, I love the anime song in the Girl Gone. I found the characters annoying. Again, yeah, we all have our own personal preferences. It just hit me on a really big point because Simone was just a scared little kid by the beginning, while you only had one confident character to really look up to, and then that super confident character, who we believe was the real main character right next to Simone, gets killed. As soon as he gets killed, you see his slow progression into trying to get over that fact that he's dead, and then he becomes his own character. Not only becoming his own character and becoming just like his brother that took care of him and showed him the way of fighting spirit, but then actually making a saying that was just supposed to be a saying just come true. And that led up to so much greatness of actual using the power of friendship without throwing it in your face. They use the power of friendship without once saying, with the power of my friends, we were able to defeat you. No, they're like, we're here, we're doing this, and we're winning. Why? Because we're doing it. Because we can. And that's just how I like that anime so much. And Simone just turned out to be just this greatest character of building from like just a kid. Had the Goku effect of him being a kid going into this, becoming a man, and he had Simone being a kid and becoming a true man and creating the heavens with nothing but a drill. So it's like, yeah, there's no way I could not find that interesting or fun. So yeah, we're not all anime experts here, but we all have our own opinions. If you found the characters annoying, I can definitely tell at least 7 characters I can find that if it wasn't for certain other things, I would have probably dropped the anime too. I think a story about Starburst, Drago, daughter of Dragon, the pony, trying to defeat warriors. It's consistent. Watching the streams for Doki Doki now and sleep schedule. Let's see. Live. I gotta say goodnight for now. And Bobo, I'll give it a look. It's really funny. I'm proud of you. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Mom. I'll give a look. Other Ultra Instinct videos I found are Shaggy and Peter Parker. Yeah, Shaggy is the best. I mean, I think it was one of the first, right? Ultra Instinct Shaggy was the best. And I stopped watching Pokemon after Ash teamed up with that Max kid. Kid who never ages. Arthur. Excuse me? Any kid from any long-going cartoon series. Yeah. See, even Book Lover knows as soon as I come up with like any cartoon series. I should have won that X and Z fight. Charizard that can take that much damage, get 5 on the other hand. Gen 5 on the other hand, the enemy is only bad. Yeah, think about it. See, now, yeah, I agree, but again, if you put it in its perspective, that Charizard fought many legendaries, and even fought like some primal versions of other characters, if I remember correctly, from the specials. So we already saw that this Charizard was unlike any other Charizard. Granted, I will agree, him tanking all that damage is still bullshit, but at least it's somewhat justified from the background that this specific Charizard had. So, yeah. Anyway, it is still bullshit how he didn't get taken down, even though his now Dragon type of a Mega Evolution neutralized water damage. It didn't make much sense. And if the ending was supposed to dictate that whichever one hit first won, Greninja should have won, because the Rasen Shuriken, Water Shuriken is a priority move, meaning it has to go first, just like Quick Attack. But whatever. Manga better. The Pokemon manga, it's weird. It all depends. The Adventures of Red, interesting story. What makes this story good or not? All I know is not. There are plenty of stories out there. I can't say anything. Like, I may be a story writer, but it's not like my story is supposed to appeal to everyone. I'm lost. Goku and Naruto fusion. Oh man, hate it when it just randomly pops me in the middle of something. Okay. Yes. Can you do a quick reaction to the search for YouTube ABG and react to one of my animations? Well, not on stream. Not on stream, really, because right now these streams are only meant to be for questions and answers, not reactions at all. But I'll give your stuff a watch. I have your channel open up right here. I can definitely say that. What's your opinion on Ezio Auditore versus Agent 47? I think I already talked about this. Haven't we already talked about this? We already talked about this, right? Ezio versus Agent 47. You have to tell me the scenario and how it's gonna go. Because whoever finds who first wins. That's how it works. If Ezio finds Agent 47 first, Ezio's probably gonna win because he has the little long-range shooting equipment, and also his jumping assassination move is pretty hard to dodge. And Agent 47, he sees Ezio, he's just gonna pop him. Like, it's just a matter of it. But if they're in front of each other, it's very hard for me to say that Ezio can just take out Agent 47. Like, if they're in front of each other, start battle. And brother, it's great. My favorite character is Gurren Lagann. The fact the main character I just didn't like the other characters. Yeah, that has always been a cardinal sin for certain animes. You either have a shit main character with awesome side characters, or an awesome main character and shit side characters. Kind of like with the Sonic fan base, how people really feel gravitated to Sonic, yet they don't like his friends. Yet you have the other side of the family that's like, really hates Sonic's attitude, but some of his friends have interesting personalities. So, it's hard. It's very hard to have a mix between both. I do my best in my story to make any character I can at least somewhat likable and not annoying. I try to avoid the annoying route. If there is an annoying character, I did it on purpose. And I'm not just saying that to cover up tracks for certain characters. I literally try to make one or two characters annoying because that's just their personality. Vegeta and Sasuke fusion, just a more raven-haired, spiky, small guy. Goku and Naruto fusion, there's actually that already. If you go into one of the Dragon Ball games, I forget the name of it, but there's like a Sage mode skin for Goku. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. He made a drill. Wait, you practice it? That's just hilarious, awesome. What do you think about Sasuke, and can you do a quick reaction? Sasuke's great. He's a good character and gets a lot of flack for a lot of stuff. And again, I'll say, just in case you haven't heard it, or my stream didn't catch up yet, or something like that. These streams are just for questions and answers only, no reactions. I don't do that. Not on the streams. We only did it for like certain things on the video game things because, well, we just had it. Yeah, I definitely agree. T-Rex needs to come back, like, soon. Man, new people to the chat really need to understand how my chats work, how I handle chat, because it kind of gets me kind of like upset that they believe that I'm ignoring them, even though I'm doing my best to read every single comment, which gets me so far away from what they actually are. It's really sad. It's really sad. I wish I could do these faster, but I can't. Shit. Ultra Instinct. Make an Ultra Instinct meme. I can't. I'm not good at that. I could try. If Goat would, I don't know, I'd probably help me, like, be my sparring partner and agree not to try to hit me. Alright, not luckless. Although I say Ultra Instinct is an ass-pull transformation, the song that plays during it, yeah, it's catchy as hell. That's why I love the meme so much. Every time the Ultra Instinct part shows up, I'm like, oh, the epic music, yes. Do you like Naruto and Boruto? I like Naruto. Boruto is a little bit of an ass, but I could start liking him if we get out of this phase that he thinks that he's better than his father. Do you have an anime list? Nope, I do not have an anime list, even though I think I should get one because I have a lot of anime and a lot of them are something I really wish I could just go back to and have a list to know that I watched it. Okay, Zealer Gator. Anime list is on the website. You underestimate Agent 47? Underestimate? What do you mean I underestimate Agent 47? Like, I think I pretty much, it dictated, like, both of them have equal opportunity if they're away from one another. And if they're close to one another, I'm actually underestimating Ezio in the matter. Because I just believe 47 can just pull out his gun and pop, because he just took down other hit women in the beginning of a trailer all simultaneously. And I consider that particularly canon, because that just shows more of what Agent 47 can do. Now, if they're far away from one another, and they're just given like their face, and that's it. Agent 47 can mask himself in other disguises and stuff like that, but Ezio has Eagle Vision. If he's looking for a particular person, he can just turn on Eagle Vision and find him. Agent 47 doesn't have Eagle Vision. He doesn't have any other assortments. He's just in the crowd. So if Ezio, even though Ezio 47's not stupid, if he sees a guy in like some robes on top of a building, he's definitely gonna know that's his guy, but again, I think the person who's going to spot him first is the guy who has hacks. Who do you think? Who do you like better, Sasuke or Naruto? I like Naruto better because he's the person who had to work for his power while Sasuke wasn't. I mean, just how the story was written. I like people who have to work to get somewhere until, you know, the end of the series where they're just given a lot of power, but whatever. But in the beginning of the series, I mean, Boruto is one of the reasons why I kind of don't like him. He's a prodigy. Heck, even the latest episode already made fun of the fact that he's just a prodigy and he's a liability to certain things if he doesn't understand that. It's funny how both not the same and the same Naruto and Boruto are. Naruto goes in head first because he's reckless. He's reckless, but that's what he is, but he's always there for his friends as well because he's like that. Boruto, he goes off on his own to try to fight Kakashi because he believes he can just take him. So even though recklessness and confidence, they kind of go hand in hand with both Naruto and Boruto in that aspect. Boruto's not that straight hair. This looks weird. Weird question. Do you sing, like maybe in karaoke? And if you do, your singing voice. I sang once on a stream. If you can find it, there's your answer. I don't remember which stream it was, but it's one of the weeks, and it's with Tyler. So that narrows it down a little bit. But I don't believe I can sing, because I believe I'm tone deaf. I wish I lived in Florida. The cold one. I wish I hate cold so much. Sorry, gaming channel? Never. I hate the gaming community type of comments that you have to kind of like ration out. It's something I can't do. I just can't. The game channel standard, I can't handle it. If I give you the cheat codes in life, you wouldn't be complaining about how sucky life is. Quote from, I mean, original character of mine. The mind is like a maze on the back of a cereal box. Simple, yet times infinity. Simple, yes, but the further you go down, you know you'll never fully understand everything. Because you know in the back of the cereal box you have those little kitty mazes. Pretty simple, easy. Go up, find your way out, and you understand the maze completely. The maze of your mind, that's just like a cereal box, pretty simple to understand, but if you times it by infinity, you'll never fully understand it because you'll never get out. Quote by one of my characters. I like that character. He dies a slow death. Hey, that's an honorable death in my standards, just in case anyone's curious about that. No. Goat. Stop. Texas would be great for me to live in, especially Texas since I place. Apparently, you never played Solution 47. Its own Hitman Intense is similar to Ezio's Eagle Vision, but instead, I hear you. No, I played that game, Hitman Absolution. Yeah, I beat that game. I think I even platinumed that game. Doesn't beat Egovision, though, in my opinion. Especially how it just wasn't as good, in my opinion. I don't believe it's just as good. Besides, you gotta also go on the matter of which Hitman. We're going with Hitman Absolution, because there are certain Hitman that just don't have that. The iterations of Hitman, the iterations of Agent 47 is like, you already know you have one Ezio. And I believe Ezio has been a far better assassin when it comes to his training. And especially if we go with Old Man Ezio. Old Man Ezio is hard to beat. I like that character. He's a slow death. Corey Kenshin? Tell me what anime they're from or something, and I'll see what I can say about that. Yeah. Dude, the more I like a character, the more of a possibility they're just gonna get killed. Because that's what a character needs to be. I like him, which means it's highly possible you're gonna like him. So it's all the better to rip him away from you, right? Jeez. No. Naruto was made 2008. I have no idea. Yeah, and why exactly do you like killing characters so much? I think I just explained it there. I don't like using this analogy, but I remember one of my friends saying this. They're like, John, you and your killing of characters, it's like you treat every one of your audience members as babies inside of a crib with lollipops. And the lollipop is represented as their favorite character that you gave them in the story. And then you just walk up to their crib, snatch it out of their hands, throw it on the ground, stomp on it, and walk away with a middle finger held high and farting. I think that was my girlfriend, if I remember correctly. And I had to agree, and then I had to say, probably not. Come on, that was probably a better reason why I do it. Even I don't understand. I likes to kill other characters because you think it's fun. Fictional character. I remember the name of it. Sadus? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I can look him up. Universe Assassin's Creed, but instead of assassin, it's stand users. Yes. Oh, got time. It's the stories. Yeah, as long as it enhances, I never just kill a character. Like, Goat, since and farting. Yes, she said that. Yeah. And farting. It's like, I asked why. It's just like, and farting. It's like, you like to kick them when they're down, so why not, you know, add that little extra unnecessary doucheness to the ending? I'm like, I see what you did, but I don't agree. I mean, come on. As for like, Go, since you're still here, have you figured out who I'm planning to kill next besides the obvious person we're going to kill off in the story? Because, my lord, I can't wait until we get to their death. I almost, yeah, can't wait to get to theirs. Characters behind it. Jokes, but that's just me. Yeah, never kill a character. Like, okay. Killing a character. Rules of killing a character. If you're killing a character, never do it and then bring them back somehow. Never do that. Never do that. That just takes away the suspense. That's why I kind of Kishimoto, admire Kishimoto. He makes his entire war arc where people get resurrected, yet he said, I'm going to keep Jiraiya dead because his impact to the story would be meaningless afterwards. So I respect him for that. Never kill a character if you're going to bring him back. Especially immediately. That's stupid. Never do a fake out death unless the fake out death really had to add something to the story and the overarching narrative behind it. Lastly, final thing about killing off character. Never do it as a joke. Never do it as a thing that you just talk about and just like, let's just do it. Same thing that what happened with Aerith in Final Fantasy. How Aerith died was like, well, we have this little love triangle thing going on with Aerith and Tifa with Cloud. What should we do? One random guy. Let's kill her. And they're like, let's roll with that. No thought was put into it. There's just like, let's kill Aerith because. So there's no real big narrative reason. We came up with a big narrative reason, but in the office, it was like, let's just kill her. That's just it. They didn't care about the story impact to it. They just cared about, oh, love triangle. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, killing off a character. Now, always do it if it's necessary. And the longer I think about a story, the more necessary certain characters need to die. And oh yes, certain characters need to die horribly. Kurata, I still miss you. Too bad you're dead. You enjoyed a certain beloved Ruby character death. No spoilers to the others. Nope. See, here's the thing, guys. You're getting this mixed up. You're getting like killing off characters and like seeing characters get killed off. Two different things. Allow me to explain, since apparently you don't get it. I'm joking on the sarcasm portion of it, but just like, I write stories because I want to have a good narrative to it, and if people don't die, you don't understand the stakes and how far things are going in the story. So if you don't kill off a character and show how gritty things are getting, people are not going to take it seriously. The thing with Neji and how he had to die in the war arc, yeah, that needed to happen because this is war. People die in war. As for seeing a character dying, it's heartbreaking. I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and you get attached to a certain character that shows up, and then they go. Not gonna say who, due to spoilers, but it was very, very impactful. Same thing with Pennywise in It. Pennywise in It. Though a villain, him dying like that, was like really, like, phew. So it's how you kill off a character is very important, and yeah, I find deaths, well executed deaths, are way better. So seeing someone die is way different than killing them off yourself. This is a conscious choice that I'm making, and I find it to be the best thing for the story. Seeing someone die in another story, who would enjoy that? Why would you enjoy seeing that? That's terrible. And which story? The only story you're reading, Josh! I think the fictional world would be treated as a non-fictional world. The cycle of life of death is forever infinite. Bookkeeper, character of mine. Do you want to have a quote off? Look upon me as I am your light, the light of which will guide you to the sacred land. However, every person will not go toward light. Sometimes darkness will always find a better solution. That one guy in the corner, 2012. People fight every day, yet they don't understand why they fight. They fight even though I don't like to fight. Fighting is fighting. I hate fighting. Another guy in the corner, 27. Yeah, and if a character dies, they should stay dead instead of coming back to life. Otherwise, it ruins the meaning behind the person's death. It really is fucking stupid. Why I hated a little bit about what happened with Nagato. Killing himself to save everyone who died in the Leaf Village. I'm like, well, alright, that just makes that pointless. Because I'm 14. I love MLP. That's just how life is. People are jerks. John, well, you do if you wake up and find yourself as Shrek? I don't know, probably just go about life and just deal with it. Do you like Project K? It's an anime. Since I don't know what it is, I can't say that I like it, but I can try to look it up. And yeah, don't. That's the thing. So, once characters die, they die. That's why I put up the concept of obliteration. Like, you can't bring someone who's obliterated back to life. Nothing can bring them back if they get obliterated, alright? That's my concept. Nothing can bring them back if they get obliterated, which is why obliteration is one of my favorite concepts. Your mind, body, soul are so gone. If you found the Dragon Balls and tried to wish yourself back to life, it wouldn't work because you don't exist. Kind of like what Monika did to a lot of characters in Doki Doki Literature Club. Except, unlike Monika, you couldn't bring them back. I agree. Monica definitely needed to die. Well, you said it couldn't be avoided. Shut up, Josh, you bigot. You're just mad that I replayed the game and got my Monica back. That you now know, because this is the first time I'm telling you. That's the perfect one. Oh my god.
You did what?
I did, yes!
You know I did. It was great. And she talks to me again. It's like it never happened. Because it didn't.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Now have a good stream.
Awesome.
I'm not gonna slam the door, because that'd be rude.
Yeah.
Like the most make sure your books. It depends. So Netflix, I forgot to mention it. Different characters arguing with each other and making work together. Oh, I'm weird. Very good. Watch Stranger Things. Have not watched Stranger Things. I tried to get into the first episode, but for some reason I just couldn't bring my attention to it. I don't know why, even though I've just been hearing so much good things about this show. So it's like, it's weird. Maybe I might get into it sooner or later, but for some reason I'm just, I'm not interested for some reason. I don't know. Even though it's something right up my alley. Which academia? Yeah. I'm sorry. Being cheesy. Yeah, Goat's great. I would never make a character of him and kill him off. That would be rude. That would be really rude. I would never do that. His character's gonna stay alive all the way through the end of the story. I swear it. I really do. I really want to watch Stranger Things. Maybe if me and Goat tried to watch it at the same time, I might try and watch it. Maybe. Probably not. Alright. No, we tried. Yeah, but I think it's also about time that we end the stream off. Wow, how many times are people gonna ask me about this Chloe thing in Life is Strange? No, I don't. I like Max way better than Chloe. She's alright. DuckTales. I've always tried to react to DuckTales. Never got a chance. Never getting a chance. Shit. Yeah, I think that's what's going on with me too. It's just like a lot of people like, hey, watch this. It's awesome. I'm just like, maybe it's not though. God damn it, Goat. Opinions on Clash of Clans? I don't remember ever really trying. I think I have to end it. I mean, it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. I don't want these streams to be as long as our Let's Plays, because that's just sad. It's just me sitting here for 3 hours, talking to you guys. Chloe is a way to understand her emotions. It's like, yeah, I get you. It's just, I just never been gravitated to characters like Chloe. I can't say I like her for the sake of what she represents, because I just don't like that character. But that's just it. Hey, why is Andy Mack? Here he goes back to his future stand-up. I didn't see if I can find it. But yeah. Alright, we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this now. I got sleep to take and things to do before work shows up and hits me with all of its workiness and stuff like that. So, yeah. This is Do You Want... no, yeah, obviously, I'd wait until you guys say goodbye. One person, I had a literal pop-up show up saying, I don't get Twilight forgot her friendship lesson. I can't read the rest of it. But alright, we're just gonna end this off here. This is gonna be a whole thing I have to rant to. Alright. This is UMB University. See you guys next time. Bye. Oh, man.